Hi everyone, this is your Vishwa, a friendly neighborhood developer. Welcome to our FHIR chance submission. Our product name is HealthLink AI. A special thanks to Medlocks committee for providing this amazing opportunity and infrastructure for converting my idea into a real life product. Every year, thousands of transplant patients suffer from serious complications, not because the surgery failed, but due to non-adherence to medications, fragmented follow-ups, and communication gaps in the visits. HealthLink AI was built to solve exactly the same challenge. Based on FHIR native backend and Google Gemini AI, it provides two connected experiences. One, the clinician portal to manage high-risk population patients, and the personalized patient portal providing a continuity of care experience. One of the most exciting innovations is patient visit scribe. Nowadays, most of the doctors have AI scribe which help them to record the conversations and create summary. We wanted to give this power of AI in the hands of patients so patients can now record the conversation with the doctor, create summary, and act on it. We have also introduced a AI health champion, Coach Cobb, which helps to give the patients personalized workout plan based upon their vitals. There's a specialized transplant dashboard for doctors to monitor critical patients. Let's get started with the demo.
Welcome to HealthLink AI. Now we are going to check the clinician portal. I'm using the demo access. We are now logged in as Dr. Eleanor Vance. In the dashboard, we get all the active patients, pending reviews, critical alerts, and also the recent trend on global health. For example, the current global trend is that there's 50% increase in the fatigue among diabetic patients. All these records are directly pulled from the interoperable FHIR records, hosted from our MedBlock server. Now we go to the Patient tab. Here in the Patients tab, we get the demographic details, active conditions. You can also see the heart rate, how the heart rate vitals recording has been, blood pressure over the time, variation in the systolic and diastolic blood pressure, fasting glucose, hemoglobin. All these are uh, captured over time, giving information on the patient's journey. We also have the medications which is being recommended for the patient, and also the clinical guidelines. In the care gaps and plans, we can the doctor will have a ability to assign the patient a new care plan, and also the existing care plan encounters clinical notes. There's a clinical assessment AI feature which will go through all the patient's medications, visit history, clinical notes, and give recommendations on follow-up. There's a follow-up visit recommended for this patient as the patient's fasting glucose and HbA1c are showing more uncontrolled type 2 diabetes. All the AI features in this demo is powered by the Gemini Google AI models. Now we move to the analytics session where we can get the drill down on the trends of various vitals. Now we move to the next section where the doctor will get a reminder on the critical events. I'm going to do a seed demo. You can see that there's three alerts generated. One is the normal routine lab result taken for the patient. The other is a critical lab alert based upon patient's HbA1c measurement. And there's a warning which is given in yellow color, which is like showing that it's averaged over a particular value in the past week. We can directly move from the alert to the patient, particular patient who needs the specific treatment. Also, we can there's an specialized clinical soap summarizer. For example, most of the medical notes are written with a lot of technical terms. However, the patients might not know all their the medical jargon would be complex for the patient to understand. So with this, the doctor can generate a clinical summary in the language the patient understands. So this will help to bridge the communication gap between the doctor and the patient. So it gives these detailed action plans and where whenever when to reach out to doctor. So step by step, this can be given, and the patient can reach out to doctor if any assistance is needed. Now we move on to the follow up admin. So what does the AI follow up administrator do? So basically the AI follow-up will assess the FA, all the conditions and vitals and medications taken by the patient, and if necessary, it will recommend the follow-up visit in the next 14 days for the particular patient. I am running the AI triage. So it shows that a medium priority is that the patient is having excellent progress. Now we go try for another patient Alex Johnson. For this, FHIR flag is being created. The all the reasons for the follow-up needed is being given. That diabetics should be controlled and a follow-up is needed. Now we move on to our next section, the transplant readiness. So HealthLink AI also has built-in workflows for specialized target population like the transplant patients. Transplant patients needs lot of care because they have to you need to constantly monitor them for symptoms to ensure that there is no rejection in the graft. In the first tab, there's a compatibility scorer. We can select the organ type, we can choose the blood type, and we can check if there's a compatibility. So it's powered by Gemini, and it is not only available for kidney; it's available for other organs like liver, heart as well. The Gemini model is running in the backend and checking the. We have our compatibility score. So there's a compatibility score of 88. Also, the graft survival rate is being indicated. The risk factor is also being given. Now we move on to the next tab, the transplant readiness tab. Here we can choose for particular FIHR patients. We choose Robert Chen and run the readiness assessment. Patient's eligibility is being tested now. So we get that the patient is having a marginal fitness. He is having a type 2 diabetes. So the next clinical steps are also being given. Now we have a rejection risk calculator center where we can choose a patient. Trucomilus is a drug which is given to the transplant patient in order to suppress the autoimmune. So whenever a patient is having a transplant, this drug is recommended to avoid any autoimmune rejection risk. So we're giving the parameters and now running the AI model. The rejection risk score is high. So the remediation is being like to recommend increase the troponin drug. So these all AI features are created to make the job of the doctor easy in order to work with the doctor. So we are going to analyze the symptoms post transplant, and they is going to give a quick evaluation. It's suggesting that immediate attention is required for the patient as his symptoms are high. He has got a fever. So and also a rejection risk is high. Now we move on to the next section, which is the med reminder section. We can choose a particular patient and see what his schedule is being. So the daily medication schedule of James William is being indicated. We also have an adherence tracker where we can check the particular patient's adherence score. Clinicians can now monitor the trachomenas levels and patient's medical adherence. They can identify warning signs of rejection, proactively intervene before the complications escalate. By transforming the fragmented FHIR data into an actionable workflow, HealthLink helps to prevent vulnerable patients from suffering and slipping into the high rejection risk. We now again go on to the overview section. We can also create a new patient. I'm giving my details. Just wanted to check if I can enter a future DOB. System is not allowing me, so it's working fine. With predictive analytics and real-time alerts, clinicians will always be a one step ahead with HealthLink AI. Now let's switch the perspective and experience HealthLink AI from the patient side. Now using the demo access. Now we are logged in as Priya Patel. The patient experience is designed to feel warm, intuitive, and accessible, empowering patients to better understand and participate in their own care journey. From the overview dashboard, Priya can quickly check her health status and also link her Fitbit data. We can see that her Fitbit data is synced. Also, the visit history and active healthcare goals can be viewed here. Now we are going to check each feature of the patient application. This is one of the most impactful features. During consultations, patients can securely record the conversation with the doctor. Using AI-powered transcription and summarization, HealthLink automatically extracts diagnosis, medical instructions, and follow-up actions. Patients no longer rely on their memory or handwritten notes after the appointment. Now let's test this feature. Hi doctor, I am Priya. I am having a cold and fever. Please recommend me medications. Hi Priya, please follow this following Benadryl syrup for a cold and take paracetamol tablet. The paracetamol tablet will help you reduce the fever. Please follow the medications without fail. Thank you Priya. Thank you doctor. Now Gemini is generating the summary. What is being discussed is being given. Fever reducing tablet has been prescribed by the doctor. Now we move on to the visit summary section. In the visit summary, we will be able to get the quick summary overview. All the medications which have been recommended to Priya in the past is being indicated here. Now we move on to the health AI coach, the coach scope. Coach scope is an AI powered 24/7 health companion built Gemini AI. Unlike generic chatbots, Coach Scope understands patient specific clinical context and care journey. Patients can ask questions about the medications, diet, and recovery symptoms. Usually, the patient's FHIR data and the patient's data from health trackers as Google Fitbit are in different systems. So the challenge would be to combine the two of the data and suggest them a health plan. The Fitbit data will give the real-time data, whereas the FHIR data will give the patient's historical and clinical data. Now we can ask Coach Cope for a nutrition or health summary. Coach Cope is going to give us suggestions. The Gemini model is running in the backend. We get the full uh, reality, like what's the patient's weight, heart rate, and fasting glucose. Now we ask for a workout. Now we got a full workout day split based upon Priya's medical conditions, and it's a champion's workout plan. It's a 4 day a week program, keeping in mind of Priya's medical conditions. And there's also given days for recovery, right from warm up to the required squats. The reps has been given. It's like having a personal trainer. So you get the all the exercise details. So the goal of this Coach Kobe, the A Health Champion, is simple: make healthcare less overwhelming and more human, while operating with the strict clinical safety guardrails. Now we move on to the next tab, the transplant care tab. We can Priya can get her adherence score, check her medications, all the medications is being recommended to her, and also she has a adherence log where she can, once she takes a tablet, she can take a mark and get to know its completion. So for transplant patients, there's a specific tab which helps them to achieve their daily goals. We sign out. HealthLink AI combines the power of interoperable FHIR infrastructure with cutting-edge generative AI to create more connected healthcare experience. By reducing clinician burnout, improving patient understanding, and enabling proactive care, we believe HealthLink AI represents the future of intelligent, patient-centered healthcare. Thank you for joining us for this walkthrough of HealthLink AI. Thank you, MedBlocks, for this opportunity.